Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today we're going to look at the good kind of fake clinic, the kind that the abortion lobby loves. How they're always losing their minds about the pro-life pregnancy centers who endanger women at these fake clinics because they're doing deadly things like doing ultrasounds and handing out diapers. I'll tell you about the kind of fake clinic that doesn't bother them in the least, and that is the kind of fake clinic where 18-year-old Michelle Thames was fatally injured during an abortion on November 17th of 1987. Now, 18-year-old Michelle had no way of knowing that her medical clinic wasn't actually a clinic. It was the private practice of a notorious quack abortionist, Dr. Leo Keneally. Now, back when her medical clinic had been a clinic, Maria Soto had died there after being injected with drugs and left unattended in September of 1985. So state came in, inspected the place, it was nasty, they shut it down. Keneally solved the problem simply. He reopened it as his private medical practice under the same name, giving the illusion that it was a licensed clinic. And he continued to perform abortions there and contracted with at least one other quacky doctor, Mahlon Cannon, to perform abortions there. And Keneally's fake clinic was reportedly kept in a filthy and unsanitary condition. But it wasn't a legitimate clinic, wasn't a clinic, so the state had no authority to go in and shut the place down. So next, Donna Heim, a 20-year-old nursery school teacher who was given anesthesia drugs that were contraindicated because of her asthma. When her airway closed, Cannon made multiple unsuccessful and totally unskilled attempts to resuscitate her, including just sticking his fingers in her mouth to try to open her airway. Donna suffered fatal brain damage from lack of oxygen and died on August 13th in 1986. And nobody at this fake clinic learned anything from Donna's death. Just a month later, Liliana Cortez suffered a seizure during her abortion, and she wasn't transferred to a qualified facility for 40 minutes and died 5 days later. So it was this inept collection of unskilled professionals that Michelle trusted with her life on November 17th of 1987. Just as with Liliana Cortez a little over a year earlier, Michelle went into a seizure during the abortion. Just as with Liliana Cortez, instead of stopping the procedure and addressing the issue, Keneally just chugged ahead with the abortion. And then even after he finished the procedure, the medical board said he delayed calling an ambulance, just as he had done 13 months earlier with Liliana Cortez. Michelle died later that day, and her family filed suit claiming that her medical clinic staff had failed to make adequate attempts to resuscitate her. The battle over Keneally's medical license turned political after it was suspended by the medical board over the appalling conditions at his fake clinic. Former state medical board executive director Dixon Arnett said that Keneally's case was the most egregious I have seen, bar none. But a judge restored Keneally's license on the grounds that he was doing a public service by providing abortions in an underserved area. In other words, poor minority, Keneally's good enough. They don't deserve better. And an investigation of patient deaths wasn't the first time Keneally got in trouble. His license had been suspended in 1979 for Medi-Cal theft and previously in 1975 for records-keeping violations. So whenever you hear the abortion lobby losing their minds about the fake clinics that endanger women, fake clinics that endanger women, remember, they had no trouble at all with this place. You will never hear them mention the names of any of these 4 women. Dead women, no problem. Diapers, big problem.